Hi guys, this is the UnComfy Couch, episode 8 maybe?
Or 9, maybe.
9. We watched Django Unchained. I'm Savannah.
Ashlyn.
Cam.
Sean.
So, Django Unchained was a Quentin Tarantino movie, basically about a slave being freed by a Frenchman, right?
German.
He spoke French though. A German dentist, and he was a bounty hunter and taught Django the ways of being a bounty hunter and how to be a gunslinger. And like halfway through the movie, the plot changed, and then they're like, we're gonna go save Django's wife. And yeah. Do you want to start it off, Cam, with your dislike for the movie?
Yeah, I mean, like, my main thing is, like, the fact that it's just goes over the top with all of the battle scenes, all the different, like, just any scene, really. It seems to go over the top, and especially, like, the ending, because the, like, beginning kind of, like, plot was about, like, them looking for I can't remember, the brothers?
The Smitty gang
like,
or
Smitty
something
gang
like
or something
that.
like that.
Brothers.
And so, like, the whole, like, beginning was kind of, like, about that, and they were training for that, and then, like,
They found that, though.
That's what I'm saying. And so, like, they get, but that's right at the end. And, like, I felt like it was just, like, forced. Everything at the end felt so forced. Like, instead of just kind of, like, playing out maybe a little bit or, like, doing things one at a time, it's like, oh, shit, we are at 3 hours and haven't done anything in this whole movie, so let's just do it all at once.
I think those 3 guys were the guys they killed at the first plantation.
Them?
Yeah, I think he lied at the end when Django was like, here's the wanted thing, I'm going to go get these people. He was just bullshitting them. Yeah. What did you think, Sean? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you dislike the movie strongly like Cam did?
I don't know. See, I agree that there was a lot going on, but I feel like that's also, isn't that just very much set in the style?
Exactly, yeah.
You know? The one thing I was kind of struggling with, and this kind of goes into what Cam was saying about too much going on, but like, the archetype was young man from the provinces, right?
Yes.
I feel like there was a lot more to it, and like that was just one slight component of the story.
Yeah. I liked it. Quentin Tarantino's a hard director to put my finger on because it's really over the top, like you said. And the final scene when he blew up the house, yeah, Django wasn't blown down to his feet or blown apart himself. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But I did like how he would put modern music in there. I don't know, it made it more interesting to me, being that it was a 3-hour-long movie. And I think his camera work is brilliant. I don't know what it is, but something about it is super high quality to me. I don't know if it's the colors he used or something. Or how
I mean, it seemed like in a lot of it they were using I don't even know, what would you call it? So you have a lot of warm colors, I think is the biggest thing. And so instead of it being a lot of the time you try to have just high contrast or have these cold colors, his warm colors kind of made the scenes a little more believable.
It just looks so realistic and I guess high budget.
I mean, it's $100 million put into mainly this set. So
I mean,
some of the camera angles were interesting too. Like when the one of the last brother died, the one he was shooting or something, and he was showing from his perspective. I just thought that was an insightful way to shoot that.
Do y'all have any ideas about the thread? I think the thread is the wife, just because that's who they were trying to save.
I feel I can't tell if this is a part of the thread or not, but do you think blood has to do with anything?
I think that's just Quentin Tarantino though, or maybe scars, because they kept wanting to show off her whip scars, but I don't know.
I mean, also a thread doesn't have to be a physical object or something, and so I feel if anything it would just be ideology, and people not being able to I can't talk, stray away specifically from their ideology, whether it be Candy. He had his pseudoscience about saying the certain holes on the skull. You have basically the people who are selling the slaves that or slave drivers that they're sticking to, oh well, we're gonna go across these plains and sell these slaves somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just everybody, and even the butler, he had his ideology where he was talking about I've worked my way up like his ideology was that like this is like the top place that like, you know, a black man can make it, and at this point like he kind of thought that, oh well, right now I have the power. And so like just throughout all of it, I feel like ideology kind of like drove each step by step why conflicts would happen or something like that.
Also, maybe the music could be a thread. I don't know though.
No.
It's hard to tell when the movie was so long. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the butler, if we only talk about one character, I want to talk about the butler. So I thought he was a very interesting character because he was so racist in the sense of believing that like slaves had a certain place and black people had a certain place almost more than Candy did.
Yeah.
Like when he saw him ride up on the horse and he was just like, oh my god, what? And that was just, I guess it just goes to show how, I guess if you were born into that and you make your own little like power place in it, you can be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
yeah, like when Bettina didn't know.
I don't know if it's a criticism I have with the movie, but the one thing that I did notice is that so a lot of these films they have archetypal sub-stories that we've seen before, but they're always presented in a slightly nuanced way. With this movie, I couldn't tell if there was anything extra I was supposed to get, because it seems like all stuff we've like heard before, like the angelic white guy who gives the guy who plays Django his beginning, and then Django, you know, saves the day after killing all the bad guys, and they ride off to the north for freedom. I'm sure in class tomorrow, Dr. Hammer's gonna whip out something that like, oh, it was supposed to be this, but the one flaw of this movie I'd say is like, from a very critical lens, it just seems like a movie about mass violence, which was fun as hell to watch, but.
I mean, too, like, I think it was just like part of the style of Tarantino. Like he always has, like the big guns blazing moments, and he has like comedy kind of worked into it in a almost like nuanced way where it's just like, oh, you know, it's not blatant comedy. He's like not going out of his way trying to tell a joke as much of like, you know, with the KKK scene, like them having the arguments about like the eye holes on their masks, like, you know, just working that in kind of like, you know, I guess pass the time by, because otherwise this film would be 3 hours of them, you know, riding a horse. So
any final thoughts? If not, we can rate it. I think that's probably good.
We can rate it.
Okay, you want to start?
I mean, I would give it like 5 or something like that. Just, I mean, like, it's really well-made movie. The acting is superb. Like, it's thought out pretty well, and, you know, historically, like, you know, they try to have all these different allusions in it. But just, I don't know, it seems like it's another just Tarantino film, but just in a different setting.
You want to go next, Sean?
Yeah, I'd say, so I've seen this movie before as well, and back then I would have given it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I think now, looking at it more critically, if the main thing this movie has to offer is just like gun violence, it probably bumps down to like 7 out of 10, simply because it's like done pretty well.
Okay, I think like an 8.5 out of 10 because I personally like it, and I know Dr. Hammer is probably going to blow my mind with the social commentary, so.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10 because I think it was cool that they talked about racism and made it a little bit different, but I also thought that it was just a little bit long, and that really put the damper on the movie for me. So yeah.
Okay, well, see you next time for our last movie.
Oh, bye.